people really underestimate mental toughness. You know what I mean? Like, mentally strong. Like, don't get me wrong. Being physically strong has its benefits, has its advantages. But for somebody to be mentally strong, bro, you can use that in everything. Every aspect of whatever you doing. And if you a brick wall mentally, bro, oh my God. See, that's what people take for granted when they talking about Jordan and LeBron. Yeah, LeBron is a freakish athlete. He got that 6'8", give him the advantage. 260, give him the advantage. Running like a 4.5 easy at 6'8", 260. You feel me? Apologize for the motorcycle. Then you got, you know what I mean, like hops out this world. You know what I mean? So like, listen, I get it, but Jordan had the same level of athletic gifts that LeBron got. But where it turns ridiculously left is that you talking about LeBron not being mentally strong as Jordan. Now, I ain't saying he ain't mentally stronger than everybody in the league right now, but he wasn't. Yeah, true, he is. But this dude is not he's not more mentally strong than Jordan. And I really want people to understand why I'm saying that, because I'm not trying to take shots. It's just that when you seeing the game evolve, the one thing that only true people that watch the game can say and understand is that when they see the game, right? People that play the game, people that know the game, you don't gotta play the game to really see the change. But you really can't see it with your eyes if you watch it. If anything, you see more athleticism than you've seen before in like the last 20 years. Now, you had Dominique Wilkins, you had Julius Erving, but for the mass majority of the players, they weren't really that athletic. So when people say, "Oh, Jordan had that advantage way over everybody else," okay, kind of. But now in today's game, it's way more overseas players. So I mean, yeah, Luka Doncic is athletic, but he's not. You know what I mean? Jumping out the gym. And honestly, for the most part, there isn't really that many freakish athletes. You look at Zach LaVine and players like that, like, it's not really that much. Because I mean, look at the dunk competition. It's really been getting garbage. And I mean, if you grabbing the most athletic and the most skilled dunkers, you think now it should be better dunks. But it is what it is. So when I say the mental toughness, it's not even there in the dunk competition. And if you a real baller, you know, because that's what make the dunk competition better. And the only time you can tell whether the mental toughness is there is like really, like, honestly. That's why everybody loved the Zach LaVine John and Aaron Gordon John, because both of them, like, mentally on the dunking level, they both had the confidence to go out there and put on a show, and they believed in their own abilities. Like, either one of them could have lost, just like when Manny Pacquiao lost. He believed he won to Floyd, and for many people that believed in Manny, believed that he won. But see, that's the thing, like, in today's game, that mental toughness ain't there no more. When somebody sees somebody better than him, like, you don't got like 12 players on your team that believe that the other player on the other team ain't nothing. Like, when the other team, like, it really looked like the players that other players believe are better than them, they believe they're better than them. Because when you think about Toronto getting bullied every year, it took Kawhi to come there for them to get over the hump. And I wonder why. Because now they realize, like, one, LeBron ain't even in the playoffs. One, they ain't never got to see him. But even if they had to see him, they got somebody that they know can stop him. And somebody that believe in his heart that they can. You know what I mean? And can do it. You know what I mean? So, like, it changed the whole dynamic. And people take for granted how mentally tough Kawhi is. You know what I mean? It's not easy doing what he do and not showing no emotion. Bruh, like, you know what I mean? Like, he get a little bump. Bruh, this man is definitely mentally tough. And you can tell because when the crunch moments come down to it, he stick to what he know. He stick to what he do. Speaking of which, that's why Ben Simmons is mentally tough. Because can't nobody tell him to do something that he knows he's not good at. And he's never going to beat himself in a game. Like, people get so mad at his development, but it's not even about what you do on the court that makes your development better. It's what you do off the court. And for him to be taking shots, honestly, if he's shooting 30% while taking, like, see, look, this is what I want people to understand. Ben Simmons takes, like, all right, let's say he's taking 15 a season now. Like, people got to look at every possession that he's passing up these threes and what he's actually getting out of it. Because if he's shooting 40%, then you got to show me the percentage that he passing up the threes and how it's affecting the overall percentage of that possession. Like, is it a basket? Is it a turnover? Like, come on, man. Because basketball ain't about a player on your team taking a jump shot. That ain't what it's about. And if you really think that a team should be able to stop your entire team because one player on your team that dribbles the ball can't shoot or doesn't shoot, but can do everything else, you can't win, you're ridiculous. And that's why, like, honestly, I love Brett Brown. But he is better off as a defensive specialist for the Sixers or the defensive coach or somebody like that. Like, because drawing up plays and all that in-game stuff, that's not really his suit. And people who don't really, like, I give him the benefit because of the fact that he did come from a scouting department. And he did coach overseas. He did coach overseas because he did coach Ben's dad. So I will give him that. But, I mean, his play calling in these late game situations, and the reason why he can't really, like, he's getting a lot out of the team, to be honest with you. But people don't really see it because the teams are focusing on Ben Simmons, which makes it like look like, you know, either Ben or Brett Brown is the problem. But adjustments and stuff need to be made, and people don't understand when you change rosters every season. Now, see, what I'm saying is Ben Simmons, you say he won't shoot, but the problem that I'm looking at, when he does shoot them, his form looks legit. I mean, like, honestly, when it finally comes down to being money, he gonna be a problem. Like, and I mean, when you look at his form, it's not nothing that you can be like, oh well, this is gonna be something that's a project, because it's there. And I mean, every player that watches him pregame, all the analysts that watch him pregame, they know it's there. But the thing is, I really think that he knows that I mean, to be honest with you, anybody that takes a three-pointer, the percentage will never be higher than a good 2-point basket. The benefit is higher. What is it? Risk or reward? The reward is higher, but the risk is almost the risk. I mean, it kind of evens out. But the problem is that what people don't understand is that, okay, Ben don't take threes, but when he drives to the rim and he gets to the free throw line, forget threes, because if you can go to the rim and get fouled at your 6'10" length and make the basket or the dunk, you're getting a 3-point basket anyway. All you got to do is be a better free throw shooter, and the game will come to you way easier. See, the problem with LeBron wasn't for a long time, it wasn't the fact that he couldn't shoot the three. He could shoot it. He could make it at high clips on certain nights. But the real problem was his lack of confidence at the free throw line, which has all like literally went so far into his career. I mean, you talk about a 80% and below free throw shooter for most of his career. I'm not stunting on him with it, but it's not really that big of a weakness. But when you don't have the confidence to close games because the one thing that you like to do the most, drive, you can't do drive because you worried about going to the free throw line. Like Ben really only needs to take that from LeBron and say, whoa, I just need to get my free throws in line. If I shoot 85% from the free throw line, if I shoot 80+% from the free throw line, I'm good. Because I'm going to offer my team a 3-point basket while also putting the other team in foul trouble, which offers them way more advantages. 1, 2, because they put the other team in foul trouble. 1, because now Ben Simmons is getting that 3-point basket that you wanted from him anyway. 3, because he's opening up the floor for all of his teammates that are around him. Now, you start surrounding him with better floor spacers that can make the 3, then you have a better situation. And the thing about Ben Simmons that, like, look at Harden. I mean, Harden is all. I mean, I'm not saying he don't shoot. He shoots the 3, and I mean some nights he goes crazy with it. And I mean it's a gift and a curse. But when he all downhill, there's really nothing you can do with him. Like, honestly, because he's not gonna let you really get in front of him and stay there for long. And it's just ridiculous. Like, I mean, that's what Ben Simmons can take. Like, I mean, yeah, you want the jump shot, but you can literally shoot your team out of a game. Like, I mean, the Houston Rockets overly use that advantage of having floor spacing and everything, because now you got a whole team that can literally go cold from the 3-point line. But whole thing about it that I go back to is that mentally toughness, that being mentally tough, it offers you something that can be taken into anything, whether it's playing defense, whether it's going to the free throw line in a late game situation, whether it's shooting a 3 for the game, being tired, rebounding, knowing what it offers you so many advantages that literally have very little to do with your athleticism. Because, you know what I mean, you look at all of the players that you have in history that have ever played the game of basketball. All of the mentally tough ones were very gifted players. But what made Jordan really, really special was that he was mentally tough in so many areas. I mean, you think like Larry Bird on that same type of level. You think of Wilt Chamberlain at that same type of level. Ray Allen, Steve Nash. I'm trying to think. It's really hard to judge it. Tim Duncan, players like that mental toughness is something that, you know, offers you something that can't be defended. You know what I mean? And you really at the mercy of that player's, you know, playing out of their own level or out of their own ability. Because, like, listen, Tim Duncan was never going to jump over a phone book too many days out the week, but what he offered you was that mental toughness that gave you consistency, so that no matter what, bro, no matter what, he could always make the shot, because he played and practiced at a certain level, just like all of the mentally tough ones. They practice and they play at a certain level that enables them to play the game at a high level consistently. When you practice a way that you play in the game, it makes the transition really smooth. And the problem with a lot of players is that, you know, you see those guys that they play one-on-one, they play at the courts, and they real smooth, and they you know what I mean? The problem is that when you amp it up, and that's how they used to playing, and they're comfortable, when you amp it up, that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? And those mentally tough people, it's not that they can't play cool or play smooth. It's the fact that they challenge themselves in practice to play as hard as they can, so that when it comes to the game, playing hard, playing with intense defense, playing with somebody trying to rough you up, it doesn't phase them like that. It's a different type of toughness that they got. And that's why I like watching shows like All the Smoke on YouTube. My favorite one, no disrespect, my favorite one is Knucklehead's podcast though, because I don't know, man, like I just like the questions they ask. I like the thought process behind the questions. I like the fact that they explain to the people out there why they ask that question, what it means, you know, different questions that you wouldn't know to ask because you probably had never played in the game. But the problem, they really ask some of the greatest questions you could ask a player. Like all of the things that you would think to ask, some things that you would have never thought to ask. And like me, I love basketball through and through. So when I watch it, I'm looking at it like, you know, like trying to see what they loved about the game, trying to learn what I didn't learn or didn't know about the game, trying to see what their process and their journey was along the way, what made them good or what made them fall in love with basketball, bro. It's just like, I love stuff like that. Like, I'm a historian of the game. And if it was up to me, I would have 4 TVs in my man cave. I'm talking about you got a high school game on one joint, you got college on the other joint. I'm talking about Akron State is on that joint. Akron State playing Yale. And I'm watching it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love basketball. And it's just crazy because, like, you know, my mom's super religious. And the thing is, whenever I say I love basketball, she gets uneasy because she views it like I'm viewing it like a god or a religion. And to be honest with you, man, I mean, like, it ain't, I'm not trying to say it was or anything, but nothing ever gave me the feeling like basketball did. Like hearing the ball dribble. I didn't care if I was in the house. I could have been taking a dunk and I heard a ball dribbling outside, bro. I'm trying to wrap it up. You know what I mean? I'm trying, you know what I mean? I'm ready, bro. I'm ready to go. Wash my hands, let's go. You know what I'm saying? I ain't go out there with the stank hands, but I was ready to go. I love ball. I love competition. I really love competition. And the thing was, basketball was probably the first thing that I became, like, that I felt I became really good at early. Well, I ain't gonna say really good at, but I mean, you know what? Let's just, like, to be honest with you, that's what really made me love it. Because I was about to curse, because people used to tell me I was booty, and it used to do something to me that I never, like, and it used to do something to me, like, and now, like, you know, after I put in so much work, I ain't saying I'm like where I wanted to be or nothing, but, like, you know what I'm saying, like, once I got to a level where I felt like, you know, I know what I'm doing, I know how to get where I want to get on the court, I know how to play certain stances and moves and places on the court. I know how to defend those places. I know how to put you in position to give me what I want on defense. And I just knew that I love defense because it was the only way I was gonna really make it onto the court for a lot of the times at the games. Like, if you go to the pickup courts and stuff like that, even there, I'd be like, yeah, man, like y'all, like, I would literally be only picked up because I played defense. And the thing about it was, that's really what made me such a all-around player, because I would really practice and play in my backyard, or yeah, just practice. Like, I would literally practice as if I was at like having defense that was mine. Like if somebody played tight defense That's how I practice. I practice like my moves had to be smooth. I had to prepare myself for what I tried to give people on defense. And I tried to like imagine somebody knowing exactly what I wanted to do and knowing where I wanted to go and having counters for that. Like I really remember like at 12 and 13 thinking like, bruh, I need to have a counter for this. Because I remember times I go to the pickup court, run down the court, you try this move, bull pluck you. And like, I remember this one time, played on this court, I'll never forget the bull named Ty. Came down the court, got across half court, tried some move, and tried to blow past him, he plucked me. Tried it again the very next time. Again, he plucked me. Tried it again, and he plucked me. I went home that day, and I tried to figure out like why he kept plucking me. Couldn't figure it out. The next day, I think over the weekend, we come back Monday. I was like, bro, how in the world did you keep plucking me like that? And he said, every time you go right, you expose the ball too much. So all I gotta do is put my hand back and I'm smacking it out. A lot of people do that. Exact words he said, I remember to this day. After that, I remember working on making sure that I put my shoulder in front of me, gave the person no position at getting the ball. I had counters for where I thought you would reach at, so that if a player tried to do it when I tried to blow past them, that I would have a move set up to counter it. So if they went around me to try and grab it from the back, I was gonna bring the ball around, swing it, then like, you know, swing it with my right hand as I'm going right, and then bring it to my left, sit in the middle, wait for him to sit on my right, and then shoot it. Or go to the rim, finish with my hand, with either hand. So, like, I really thought the game like that. Like, I never thought that I was playing chess. And it wasn't until I got around other people that I realized that people wasn't thinking the game like me. Like, we was playing rough, and it's like 15 balls on the court. And every man for himself. So you not getting no help, you not getting no screens. I love that. I love that, especially when it was game. And you had to go back to 39 or something like that if you missed. Bro, I loved it. I love the pressure. Oh my goodness, it's just bringing me chills. Like, cause like, bro, I loved basketball. Like, it was just something that you could never tell me I wasn't gonna get good at, and that I wasn't gonna be a beast at, because I wanted it better than anybody. Like, and I knew that going into every game. Like, and I tried to never show it because I felt like if I did too much, that I would give away my advantage, that I was gonna want it more than them. And if I told them that I wanted it more, or showed that I wanted it more than them, that they were gonna play harder. And then I realized that I wasn't doing myself no favors. I really wanted to challenge myself to talk trash, so that I would have to back up exactly what I was planning on doing anyway. So like as anybody that know me, like I would be playing, I'll be watching the team on the court beforehand, see who wins, see who loses, but more importantly, I'm watching to see who the best player on the court is. And I'm trying to see like what the defender is doing. Is he really playing good defense, or is he just like, you know, going through the motions? Is the defender able to guard him? Does he have the advantages that I have to take away certain things that the player is doing? Or does he or do I have disadvantages that he has advantages that I can't use to my advantage? And what I would have to do to counteract that, to prevent myself from even having to be in that situation, to have to defend something that I can't defend. So I always knew like the best form of defense is to protect yourself from being in situations where you had to do something that you knew you weren't good at. So if I knew somebody couldn't post me up, bro, I'm gonna make you dribble. I'm never gonna let you face me up. I'm never gonna let you back me down from too far out, because then you already starting your advantage, and then by the time you get to wherever you want to be, it's over. So now I'm pressing you, especially if you one of them dudes that live in the post because you really ain't built to run and chase a court. But I'm doing my defense on offense as well. That's how well I'm thinking the game. Like, I'm thinking like, all right, bet. He a post player. He want to post me up. If he taller than me, that's a different type of reason why he posted me up. But all right, let's just say for instance he's taller than me. Because if you heavy, I'm just gonna run around on offense. I'm gonna do a lot of moves. I'm gonna do a lot of stuff to get you running around. And if we playing a 5-on-5, I'm running all around the court, even if they don't never give me the ball. Bro, I'm running from one end of the court to the other end of the court, from baseline to baseline. I'm making you chase me. And if you don't chase me, I'm making sure I get back to the basket so that I can get an easy one, so that you gotta pay for the fact that you're being lazy. I'm gonna make you pay for being lazy if you don't work. So, bruh, and then not even just that. So now, if somebody tall, I don't want you to post me up. I'm pressing your handles, forcing you to shoot. Because even if you can shoot over the top of me every time, fine, cool. That's cool. But if that's how you beat me, I'll take it. Because I cannot allow you to drive past me and get an easy 2 over me. Now, I might got a better chance of defending that, but I won't have a chance of rebounding it. So, all right, you know, I'll let you, like if I try to play that game, but if you get the offensive rebound, I'm tiring myself out. And then the fact that I got to jump to get to where you already are and then meet you is going to make it where my defense is going to start. So what I mean is protect myself. So I'm getting you to take jump shots because I know I need more energy so that when I do have the ball on offense and I do want to drive, I got to have the energy to attack the rim. And to be able to take the contact so that I can hang in the air and get them bank layups and stuff like that to go in. And I'm gonna need it so that I can force you to follow me in directions that I'm gonna eventually turn into something else and get what I want. Whether it's under the basket, up and unders and stuff like that, or just in general, just taking you straight up. So, you know, like, that's what I loved about basketball. Like, it was just something that you can really go to and get away from everything, because I was literally gonna think the game the entire time. So I'll say all that to say, ball is life.